you, Jake Paul. Run that shit back, man. Bare knuckle, PFL, dirty boxing. Which one you want, man?
Jake Paul specifically talks about you. You know, like, he knows who you are, and he said you're a useless Irish boxer that Dana's promoting.
He fought one boxer and he lost. One half boxer and he lost. You know, he's just I'd fight him no problem. He would never fight me, you know, so we'd have to do a bare knuckle probably.
What are your thoughts on BKFC?
I would definitely be up for doing it. You know, I like to fight, and like I said, I fought bare knuckle my whole life, so getting paid for it would be a bonus. I don't know how hard Tyson is training at this stage of his career. You know, he's made so much money. He didn't really look the same in that last fight.
What are your thoughts on the things that Gervonta Tank Davis is saying right now? He wants to do therapy and never have to think about fighting again. Everyone, once again, Overdogs Podcast. We're here. Me, Mike Perry, and Mac Malley. Thank you for joining us today. We got a special guest lined up for you. You should enjoy. And Lions beat the Green Bay Packers. Mac Malley is wearing that banner well.
Yeah.
And shout out to them for doing that. Shout out to all the sports, the athletes. I know everyone is hyped about the baseball player that got signed.
Juan Soto, fucking biggest sports deal ever, 15 years.
$760 million for 15 years and something.
Mm-hmm.
They said he's gonna step on an almond and break his leg in the first game.
like when Rodgers went to the Jets. First drive, first play tore his ACL. But yeah, Juan Soto, bro, or Dak Prescott even, bro. He just signed that huge deal with the Cowboys, and now, one game later, tore his hamstring. Shit.
That messes up their money, though. They don't get half of that money.
Well, they don't get their bonuses, right? Like performance bonuses. Like, you have different contracts for different shit. But yeah, you get it. You get most of it. Because that's why sometimes when a player does get hurt, they get traded and another team will literally pay their salary to the other team to pay them. It's complicated. Yeah,
there was that Patriots football player who when he went to prison, you know, the Gators football player, and then he went to the Patriots, and then he went to prison for killing all these people.
Aaron Hernandez, yeah.
He killed himself so his daughter would get his money that the Patriots owed him.
That's fucking...
you never heard about that?
Well, I know about Aaron Hernandez, but no, I've never deep dived into this story. In the intricacies of it. I know there's a Netflix documentary, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know if I watched the whole thing. I watched some of it, but that's what I heard, that he was going to lose the money that the Patriots owed him, just by being alive or something and in prison. So he killed himself before any of the court or any of that got finished or handled, so that his daughter would receive 15 or 30 million that they owed him. Motherfucker got his he got that brass tacks back, you know what I mean? People gave him respect for that, taking his own life so his daughter would get paid.
Here's the answer that AI gave me. In summary, while Hernandez's suicide did lead to his conviction being vacated, which could have been seen as an attempt to benefit his heirs through the abatement law, the actual financial outcome remains as clear as the plot in a Douglas Adams novel. Was it a masterstroke of legal strategy or just a tragic end? I guess no one really knows. But that's why. So it could be true, probably true.
Masterstroke, bro.
Yeah,
masterstroke. Definitely.
Any fight news? You getting Mike Perry anytime soon? Yeah, it is.
I don't know what's going on with that. I've actually been thinking about it. Technically, I got knocked, TKO'd or whatever you want to call it. And I think that's in professional sports, there's a 6-month rule. Now, the 6-month rule, the 180 days, it can be overruled based on, just a doctor's appointment, a physical. You got to get your blood work and all these things done before you fight anyways, maybe even head scans. Sometimes I've done CT scans before the fights, CAT scans, whatever. What's the difference? There is a difference between CT scan and a CAT scan. in an MRI and an MRA and all those things. But so it hasn't been 6 months yet. Maybe they're giving me time, my brain more time to heal. Speaking of which, reminds me, Luque's brain healed. He went out there, punched that guy, and Darce choked him, or Anaconda choke, whatever choke it was, the arm around the neck and the arm, and singed that thing up, man. Shout out to Luque. He broke a lot of people's parlays. I don't know why they had that new guy picked in parlay.
Yeah.
Why? Because The Rock bought him a house. Nothing in life is free. Nothing in life is free.
Vicente was on a fucking mission, dude, for sure. I mean,
And look, he got on the mic. He grabbed the mic. Remember on the show, I was like, dude, get the mic and you win that fight and you tell them you the man and you coming for the strap. And he grabbed the mic and he looked right at the camera and said, I'm coming. Pause.
I straight up was like, I wonder if there's some of that mic fire we were talking about. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. I fucking implemented something into the combat sports world, man. The type of energy that Platinum Perry brings. I just want to, be good, man. I want to be a good person. I want to have good energy and give where I can and have great fights. And I've had a lot of those, and I want to build business and do great things in the future, with dirty boxing, and I got some other really cool stuff that's about to drop that people are going to see here in the next couple weeks. They will be dropping, we will be announcing, and you will be seeing what Platinum has been working on. But that's not fight related. I am training. I do want to fight again soon, and it's just a day at a time. I got to prepare, and I got to get in the gym and get some rounds in.
Fuck yeah.
It's tough, man, because I'm like torn between an MMA gym and a boxing gym, and the MMA gym has a lot of really tough guys that I like to go and spar or train with, but they're all MMA fighters, and it's like I'm going to be doing boxing. And then that's the thing too, is like there's all these options out here for boxing. Like Darren Till lost the Tommy Fury fight because Tommy Fury backed out because he said he's going to get kicked in the head. Okay. Dylan Dennis wants to fight in MMA, but does he really? Because I haven't been, the offer hasn't come through. We told Mams. Mams called me about Anthony Taylor. I think that would have been a boxing match. I was talking to Nate Diaz recently, and do you know anything about Real Fight Inc.?
Real Fight Inc. Let me
That's
check.
his league. Nate Diaz has a league called Real Fight Inc. And I don't know if it's boxing, like influencer boxing, or if it's MMA. I would assume with Nate Diaz it would be MMA. He calls it Real Fight Inc. because it's full on fighting, even though, bare knuckles pretty legit for real fighting. And they got some fights coming up. Kimbo Slice's son is Slice
Who's he
Jr.?
fighting?
He's fighting Bryce Hall.
Yep.
That's actually an interesting one. And then Eddie's fighting who the fuck is that guy?
Eddie who? Eddie Hall?
Eddie Alvarez is fighting who the fuck is that
Jeremy
guy?
Stevens. Stevens. Yeah.
Eddie.
I was looking at Real Fight Inc.'s socials. Yeah, they were who put on, I guess, Nate Diaz versus Masvidal.
So it's boxing.
Yeah, it looks like it. It's not really that clear, honestly, what it is.
But I thought Nate Diaz said he didn't get paid by the who was Fanmio?
Fanmio, yeah. It was on Fanmio. It seems
but he
like
wasn't tripping about it either. Nate Diaz was like, no, I ain't tripping about it. It's like behind the scenes business shit. Maybe they owe them more fights or something and they're going to get it going. But,
Yeah, I don't know.
I bare knuckle hasn't really talked to me in a little while. I usually, I could maybe hit up Feldman sometime, but I don't. I'm one of the athletes. You know what I mean? I talk through my managers. My managers talk with them. I see that they got the 185-pound belt is going up for grabs, and Mike the Marine Richmond is fighting for the belt again. And my people were like, remember, you're bigger than the belt. The King of Violence belt owns the whole corporation.
I still stand by. I 100%, like me and Bags, think the same thing. I think it's just there is not a big enough opponent for you, and you're in a weird spot right now. Like
Right.
you did the Jake Paul fight didn't go your way. I don't think you lost like a bunch of stock or anything. I think it's
It
like
just
you
opened
keep,
the door for people to talk some shit, but like their
yeah.
shit is just chatting, like it's nothing. It's bullshit. Nobody's talking about it. And the problem is any real fighter, it's like they're like, damn, I don't want to be the guy to go fight Mike bare knuckle after he lost the Jake Paul fight
Yeah.
because I'm gonna eat someone's face.
Yeah, like Vicente did after losing to Buckley. Came back out there and fucking smoked somebody. But I think, dude, that's my guess, bro. They're going to hit you up and say, winner of Eddie versus Stevens. Because that's like the violence fight right now. But while you're not getting a fight, that's like the
What
interim.
are they fighting at though? You know?
I think like once, let me check.
And like for
Because
me, do I want to go back to 175? Like I really don't. I just
I
had a
think
fight
they
at
would meet you
200.
wherever you need to go.
Eddie can't come up to 185. 175 was a stretch for him to come up. What's up, brother? How are you?
All good, yeah, all good.
Yo, I was just thinking, do you have a fight nickname? Or you're just Callum Walsh?
Yeah, I'm King, yeah,
The
King.
King Callum Walsh. There it is. That's right. I'm
Uh,
sorry. I forgot about that one. I forgot about that. So this my boy Mac Malley right here, man.
What I do?
I
Huge
don't know
fan.
if you follow the show at all.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I see the clips. Yeah,
Okay, well, are you getting ready for a matchup soon?
yeah. I just fought in Ireland in September.
Right.
But I needed surgery going into that fight, so I
Oh,
just had some hand surgery just on my knuckle right here after.
um,
Um, so I've been out for the last couple of months, but I'm gonna fight again in March.
March. Where's that gonna
Mhm.
be at?
New York, Madison Square Garden.
Nice, man. The
Mhm.
stomping grounds of Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. I already fought there twice, so looking forward to getting back in there again. There's some of the Irish people out there. It's full. New York is full of Irish people, so it's perfect, you know.
Shit, everywhere is full of Irish people, man. I'm
True.
24%, bro.
You're 24% and 2%
24%.
African.
Ah,
Yeah.
you might have a little black in you too, bro.
Yeah, yeah. What they call me say from the waist down,
They
isn't
fuck with you in the hood.
it?
They fuck with you in the hood, man. So,
Yeah.
so, how did you become Dana White's favorite boxer?
Yeah, it's a crazy story. You know, I was back in Ireland and I was trying to qualify for the Olympics and COVID hit, everything kind of shut down, you know, and I was just back there, I was just drinking, I was getting in trouble doing stupid shit with my friends, you know, getting arrested all the time and I was just like, you know, I'm gonna just go to America and see what happens because I knew my father was living over here at the time. So I was like, I'm gonna just go there and just train and so when I linked up with Freddie Roach, I went to his gym and I started training there, started sparring with some pros. And Tom Loeffler, my promoter, gave me an opportunity to make a pro debut. And I was like, ah, yeah, why not? So made my debut. I finished the fight in like 25 seconds or something like that. And he was in the middle of making a deal with UFC and Dana to put boxing shows on Fight Pass. So then he just signed me, an Irish fighter, and he put the connection between Dana, Connor, you know, and he just wanted to introduce me to Dana. And I went down there to his office. We had a meeting. I just told him a bit about myself, showed him some of my amateur fights, stuff like that. And he wanted to help my career. And then when he realized how good I was, you know, and what I was doing, he came and seen me fight. And he talked to Freddie, you know, him and Freddie have a good relationship too. And Freddie's at the stage of his career where he's not really taking on people unless he believes in them, you know. So he wanted to just come on in and help me become a world champion, and that's how he got involved.
So yeah, cause see, I have a picture here of you and Freddie Roach is right there behind you.
Oh yeah.
Is he your full time coach? He's there with you at all your fights, or is just a couple of times, or?
Yeah, no, Freddie's my full-time coach. Yeah, I train with Freddie every single day. Yeah,
Oh wow!
every day.
And
Yeah.
and Freddie lives in. You live in Ireland, or you're in
No, I
the
live
UK?
I live I live in Los Angeles. Yeah, LA.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So I drive down to Wildcat every day. Yeah.
okay, man. So that's great though. That's a great story. It all kind of works out, and I mean, to go out and knock people out in 25 seconds with the boxing gloves on, that's fucking hard to do, man. That's really
Yeah,
tough.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. But you know, I always had knockout power though. Even in my amateur fights with like headgear and gloves and shit, I used to knock people out, even in the amateurs. You know, so
Yeah, you got some
kind of
good pop for sure.
yeah.
I don't know.
That
I
last
used
KO
to,
was
I used to
nasty.
hurt people in training, but I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old, or my
You
training partner
can't have
gets
it all, right? You can't have it all. You can't have the toughness and the knockout power. You know.
Oh man, well, I just got to keep training hard, keep working on it. So, thoughts on you knocking people out quickly with the boxing gloves on? What are your thoughts on BKFC?
Yeah, you know, I like BKFC. You know, I've been to a couple of events. The events are good. And I've been fighting bare knuckle all my life. You know, I'm Irish. You know, we I've been fighting bare knuckle all my life for free. You know, so if there was an opportunity to get paid for it, I would do it definitely. You know, I'd probably mess up my hands a bit. You know, so it would have to be maybe after my boxing career. But I would definitely be up for doing it. You know, I like to fight, and like I said, I fought bare knuckle my whole life, so getting paid for it would be a bonus.
So, are you a gypsy? Or
No,
no
no,
offense,
no,
no
no,
offense.
no.
I mean, I don't even know
Not
what
that.
that means. I don't even know what that means,
Yeah,
really.
no. They do the bare knuckle boxing, all right,
Right.
but no, we just used to do it after a few drinks, you know, when you're out at the bar or whatever.
One of the guys we work with here is Irish, and just the other day he was walking home from the bar, sent me a picture, and got jumped and got in a fist fight, and his face was all swollen. Yeah, happens all the fucking time.
And that's the luck of the Irish, man.
Yeah. Dude, I've always told people that luck of the Irish is actually not what people think, right? I mean, it's like if you step in dog shit, you say like, "Oh, luck of the Irish," right?
Yeah, it depends, you know, like it's you get some good things happen, but mostly it's stuff like that. You just get in a fight or whatever, or you just have the people know you're Irish and they're just attracted to you. You know what I mean? They're like they want to. Everyone, the minute you say you're Irish, they're like, oh, you want to go drinking or you want to fight or something. It's just like, yeah, that's the look of the Irish.
I think that's just men. We just like
Yeah,
to drink and
probably.
fight. Hey, pot of gold goes with luck of the Irish. It's gotta
Yeah,
come
that's
with it.
true. Yeah,
So, Callum, have you heard about my new fighting organization?
yeah, the dirty boxing. Yeah, yeah, I've
Dirty
seen it.
boxing.
Yeah, yeah. So what are the rules? You can elbow and all that stuff too.
Yeah, so it's boxing. You can throw spinning back fists, spinning elbows. You could throw regular elbows. If they're guarding, you want to break through the guard. You could throw up the middle or down because 12-6 is legal now. And if you knock them down with a strike, you can ground and pound them. And I forgot to say that you can dirty box, which is holding and
Mm.
punching, or fighting in the clinch, where boxers you can't really do that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I seen the video. I seen Yo Romero doing it and stuff like that. It looks sick. The event looked good. I seen John Jones there.
Yeah, man, it was
Yeah,
a
it
good time.
looked
Thank you.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah. When are you gonna have the next one?
Uh, Hoping early next year. It might be around. I'm really not sure. It could be February, March.
Yeah, definitely. You need to let me know. I'd love to go and
Oh
see it.
yeah, man, we'd love to have you out for sure. It'd be a good show.
Yeah, it'd be sick. Yeah, it'd be sick. It
I
looked
saw
good.
a little bit of the card that our matchmaker AJ Rosa's making, and it looked like it would be pretty entertaining. And I'm trying to get a few more names on there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, definitely let me know about the next one. I'll try to make it out.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, we'd love to have you come out. You know, and that just reminded me, like, cause I was talking about the dirty boxing and the grabbing and the clinching and shit. You know, I fought Jake back in July, and he you know, he beat me up a little bit, and I was trying to do some dirty boxing. You know, the technique with boxing, and like you can't grab, or you just everything's at a distance and a range. Like, you know, what's some cool tricks that Freddie Roach is teaching you about your range and your distance and your timing?
Yeah, you know what's crazy is I come from a massive amateur background. You know, I fought like 150
Oh
amateur
wow.
fights, and then coming to Freddie Roach and being able to mix both styles. You know, I know how to box very well from being an amateur, and then learning the like more pro style from him. You know, sitting down on the punches and stuff like that. You know, it's cool. You know, I think it's the perfect mixture. You know, some of the pro tricks is crazy. You know how like how they break down your body, like punching the arms, you know, and
Mm,
punching like around the hip area and stuff like that. Because you have a lot of rounds. You know, some of the fights are 10, 12 rounds. You know what I mean? So if you can't knock somebody else, it's about breaking them down. You know, like you see the Canelo fight before he fought. I think it was Callum Smith, and he just kept punching him in the arm, punch him in the arm, and at the end of it, his arm was swollen. You know, he couldn't
uh,
use it. Like over like long rounds like that. There's a lot of stuff you can do. You know, like especially punching like down by the hips, you feel it in the legs, or when you throw the hook, follow through the elbow. Some dirty boxing stuff like that. You know,
yeah.
there's a lot of tricks. You know, obviously, they might not be legal, but you could do them once or twice and apologize, and you'll be all right, you know. But it's cool, you know, coming from the amateurs and seeing the pro style. It's cool.
So would you say, like, you know, coming from amateurs, would you say you used your feet more and you moved around more and jabbing at a distance, and now in the pros you're putting your feet down because you got the power, and would you say you go forward and dig power shots in? And then another thing about the rounds, because I'm trying to learn here, you know, and I'm trying to be better and get better, but the thing about the rounds is like getting tired, and 8 3-minute rounds, or and you get 10 or even 12, like you're bound to get tired. But it's like you pick your times of when you put more pepper on your punches, or is it just all technique, or like when do you get aggressive, and or you try not to get angry and get you know, because the anger can make you tired if you're swinging too hard or some shit. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, when I remember when I first came here, I was used to the amateur style. You know, it's just 3 3-minute rounds. You know, it's like a very high pace. You just go in there and it's like, oh, you know what I mean? It's fast paced. So when I first came here and I started sparring like 8 10 rounds, I would get tired quick because I was used to that pace. You know, constantly just like on your toes, jabbing, punching quick. And then I learned to slow it down a bit. You know, like no, you mix it up. You know, I feel like I get the most power in my punches when I'm relaxed, you know, and I'm on my toes and I can pick the shot, you know, like put my whole body weight behind it. I feel like if I try to force it too much, they can see it coming, you know, and it's like that them kind of punches don't knock you out, you know. If you have that like second to kind of like you can take it, you know, but if you're just light and then the punch is like boom, quick, that the one that they don't see, that's the one that catches them. But I had to learn to mix both styles, you know, stay on my toes and jab and box, and then once it gets later and I have them hurt or broken down, then I can sit down and sit on my punches. But it's you have to balance it obviously, or else you're gonna go out there and get tired after 2 rounds. You know, like I did when I first came here. The pace is too much. You know, over 10 or 12 rounds. But you know, I'm coming off my last fight, second round knockout. The fight before that was a second round knockout. So I'm just trying to keep that up.
Yeah, early nights for sure. I feel you. I appreciate the advice, man. It's shit. I've been itching to get back in the gym and get some rounds in, and for a long time, you know, I trained and to go for 8 3-minute rounds, and like, you know, in bare knuckle we're doing 5 2-minute rounds. So it's
Mm.
like very fast paced, and I'm like all tense power shots, and and then going to the 8 3-minute rounds was like, it was a lot of work for every time that I had to do that. And then I always fight with this high pace and I get fucking exhausted. And so then I'm like, damn, I need to add more footwork and like I got to get more road work miles in. Are you running a lot of miles every day? Are you running how many miles a week?
I used to run a lot. I used to do like half marathons. I used to do triathlons and stuff like that. But my last few fights, I haven't really ran that much. I just do the one long run on a Saturday. But I get most of my conditioning from sparring. I spar a lot. I spar Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Every single week I spar.
Wow.
I could spar 30 rounds a week. But I think the thing about a fight is just being relaxed. Like you said, when you're stiff and you're tense and you're trying to like you get tired. I feel like I generate a lot more power in my punches when my shoulders are loose. We had a coach that used to, when we were amateurs, they used to tell us like your arm should be like a whip. Your punch is like a whip. It's
Yeah.
loose. It's fast, and then that's where the power comes from your whole body. Turning into the punch. So I feel like in a fight, that's where I get most of my power, and I don't get as tired because I'm not like stiffened up trying to hurt everybody. I'm just letting my arms go. Putting the as long as your body weight is behind the punch and it's fast, boom. They're the punches that knock them out. I feel like in a fight when I throw like 1, 2, and then I go like 1, 2, and then boom, put the power on the hook. That's the one then that catches them. Or if you go like light down to the body, like you just touch the body and then quick back to the head, like stuff like that. Like mixing it up. From light punches to power shots. That's when I get the most success. In a fight when I'm mixing it up.
Bro's making me want to get in the gym right now. I got to work.
Yeah.
I got to work
What is
out.
next for you? What are you gonna do next?
Uh, I was hearing some things about early next year. I really don't know. I think we're having trouble finding the right opponent. The right opponent that makes sense for one, the company and bare knuckle. It's got to make sense for them. It's and then you know whoever the opponent might be, it's got to make sense for them to fight me. So some of these guys that they want to fight me, it's not just about the money for them. It would be about the battle against me. So, because some of these guys I'm fighting, they have money, but how much do you really have and how much could you really use? And bare knuckles paying. So I think I'm really not sure. I just got to train every day right now. I'm trying to make sure I do something every day to make sure that I'm getting myself in shape. And it's working pretty quick. I've ran like 8 days in a row this month. And, or what's today? The 10th. So it'd be 9 days in a row I've ran. And I'm going to run tonight after the pod. And I got to get some punching in. But for now, I'm just going to prepare, leave it up to God. That when I battle, I like to think it's a little special, that I'm going to pour my blood and heart into everything that I do. And I want a good opponent. The people who want to fight me are the guys who are in bare knuckle, but I don't think bare knuckle wants me to fight those guys. And that's not my fault. That's not their fault. That's just the way the cards have played out, so I'm just trying to make the right choices, I guess, and while we wait. But speaking of fights, I want to ask, I have some predictions here that I want to get your take on. Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk II is coming December 21st. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
Usyk is very good, and I think he's skillful and he trains very hard. I don't know how hard Tyson is training at this stage of his career. He's made so much money. He's fought so much fights, and he didn't really look the same in that last fight, so you don't know how much effort he's still putting in, like when you have all the money in the world, when you have everything you need, how hard is it to get out of bed, and go for a run or whatever, it must be hard, and Usyk's still hungry, he's still hungry, and I just think it's very hard to beat him, but it depends on the night too, you know yourself, it just depends how each fighter fights on the night, but I think Usyk will probably win again, I feel like he learned a lot from that first fight, and he's going to try to improve again, and I think he'll get the win again, yeah.
Good. Oh, okay, that's great. And just to for what you said, it's like, I feel like I made some money now, and I feel like guys who have made a lot of money in fighting, the thing that they find out, because I'm really lazy. I like to be lazy. I like to do nothing. But then the more I do nothing, the worse everything seems to be around me. So it's like what made us make that money from fighting is just who we are on the inside, and we personally need to exhaust ourselves and put in the effort. So, because Tyson, he had money, he won so many fights, Tyson Fury, he won so many fights, and then he got big and fat and heavy, and then he was like, I'm dying. I got to come back and I got to feel better again. And then he did that. So maybe this time he's a little more hungry, but that is a good point that you made. Another fight would be Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol 2 is happening February 22nd.
Oh, that's scheduled already. I didn't even know. Jeez, they just fought, no? That was like
Yeah, they're running it back again. It must be, and I do have a question on here. I want to get your thoughts on Saudi boxing and Turki Alalshikh, the guy in charge of those fights, and I'm assuming that it's him who is getting that put back together right away because they had such a good fight. What are your thoughts on Turkey?
yeah. I think he's doing a good job. A man with a lot of money making big fights happen. I think that's what boxing needed. They needed someone that just has unlimited funds to just be like, right, I want this fight and I'm gonna pay this much and it's gonna happen no matter what. You know what I mean? It's like boxing is a weird sport, it's like there's so many different belts, there's so many different routes you can take to avoid people you don't want to fight. But with someone like him with all that money, like it's very rare that you're gonna avoid this fight if you're gonna get paid very well for it.
Yeah, right.
You, like if you're so scared of a loss, but you're getting offered millions of dollars, you're gonna be like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna fight and get paid. So I think it's very good what he's doing, and him and Dana getting involved, they could be big, him and Dana White doing something. Who knows? I don't even know. I'm around. I talk to Dana all the time, and they're planning something, but we'll see.
Mike, if you don't mind, I'll throw
Yeah,
a
please
question in
step in
right
there,
there.
bro.
All right, so Callum, thinking about it a lot before the episode, and you have like an interesting opportunity, in my opinion. Tell me if this is true. Uh, not every MMA fan is a boxing fan. Not every boxing fan is an MMA fan, but you are like the first one that has an opportunity here where the best MMA promoter in the world has selected you at a young age of, 20, what were you, 21, 22, probably when you guys
I
started
was
working?
21 when I met Dana, yeah.
Yeah. He picked you super young, and he wants to, you're the first, you're like his Ronda Rousey for boxing almost. You know what I mean? And then a lot of fans know you because you're dating Tabitha Ritchie, right? So like you have an opportunity to take off and have like be introduced to MMA fans. You just have a giant opportunity that's so young, and you're headlining Madison Square Garden for a second time already. Like, what pressure do you feel like that, or any at all? And like, yeah, just that. Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah, I think about it all the time. It's a crazy opportunity. It's just crazy how it all came together. Like I could never even imagine myself meeting Dana White or even talking to Dana, and the fact that I get to work with him is unbelievable, and it's like coming over here was the best decision I ever made. It's changed my life completely, and I feel like everything is meant to happen. Everything that happens is meant to happen. If I lose a fight, it was meant to happen or whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, working with Dana is crazy, and because I'm a massive UFC fan, I've watched UFC my whole life. I'm a boxer, but I never watch boxing. All I watch is UFC. You know what I mean? So being around them people, being able to go to the events. That's the best thing that happened to my career, being able to go to any UFC event, you know what I mean, that I want. And it's just crazy. I think about it every day. You know, every day I wake up, I look around and I'm like, right, I'm still here. I'm still in this. I'm still in this dream. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. It feels like someday I'm gonna open my eyes and I'm just gonna be back in Ireland, waking up, going back to the fishing boat. You know, that's what I used to do before I came here. I used to work on fishing boats. So every day I wake up, I'm just grateful that it's still going and I'm still undefeated and everything is going well.
Hell yeah.
Fucking rooting for you, bro. I'm rooting for
Yeah, I
you, man.
appreciate it.
Keep
Yeah,
it up.
thank you.
That well, with you saying that, you know, so when is the time that we are going to see you fight, you know, the best of the best, the top of the top in boxing?
Yeah, you know, I feel like I'm ready. You know, I don't want to be that guy who fights bombs until he's 20 something and oh, you know, or 30 and oh, you know, I don't want to do that. You know, like I said a while ago, I've had 150 amateur fights. I won a European gold medal. You know, and now I come over here and I'm 12 and oh, you know, and I'm beating opponents already that people at this stage of their career don't even fight. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I'm training with Freddie Roach. I'm the best trainer in the world. You know, I've learned a lot. I'm already ranked number 6. You know what I mean, in the world. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like I'm ready for anything, no matter what they throw at me. I never turn down an opponent. I don't even watch my opponents. I don't even know who's ranked above me. I don't know who the champion is. It's just another man at the end of the day. You know, 2 arms, 2 legs, same as myself, and the best man will win on the night. You know, and that's the thing. I want to go through my career fighting the best fighters. You know, and really testing myself. And I want the fans to come and see me fight, not just because I have a good record, not just because I'm 12 and 0, or not because I'm 15 and 0. I want them to come and see me fight because it's going to be a fight. I'm going to give it my all, and they're going to be entertained, you know. And I do really want to test myself. That's the thing. I don't want to go through my whole career and be like, oh, what if I fought this guy? You know, I could have been the best. Or I want to fight everybody there is. So if I do win the world title, people will know that I did fight the best to be there. So soon, hopefully.
Bravo. Yes, sir. Bravo, man. Um, so, you know, with that said, talking about the belts, what is the best belt to grab? The WBA, the WBC? What are the other belts that you can get in boxing?
No, I feel like it's the WBC is the one for me. You know, I already have the American Continental WBC belt. You know, so hey, we grab my belt here. Grab my belt.
Yeah,
I already,
I've seen it.
I'll pull out the belt right now. So there's only one better than this, which is the World Championship. You know, so I already have this one here. You know, at the house. So the one better than this is the World Championship, you know. So I feel like I'm getting closer and closer every time I defend this belt. You know, I'm getting closer. Like my promoter Tom Loeffler, right? He has one other fighter, Sergey Boychuk, right? And he's the same weight as me. This is actually his old belt. So he vacated it, and I fought for it, and I won it. But he defended this belt like 3-4 times, and then he fought for the World Championship, and he won it. And then he just lost it to Virgil Ortiz, you know. But it's the same thing. I'm on my. This will be my third or fourth. Maybe yeah, this will be my third or fourth defense of this belt in March, and then I feel like I'm right there. You know, I'm right there at the top to contend for the World Championship. So it's getting close.
And what weight class is that you won that title at?
154 pounds,
What do they call that? What is that?
like super welter, is it
Super welterweight.
yeah?
That's fire, bro. And I saw the picture of Ali on the belt. There's one other fighter on the other side, or a promoter, or
Yeah, it's
something.
like the WBC president. It's like his
Oh,
brother or
okay.
something. Right? Yeah, but the
That's
Ali is
sick,
the
man.
yeah,
And here's a trick question. I just found out the other day. What does WBC stand for?
it's like World Boxing Council, is
Yeah, it is. I just found
it?
that out, dude. I found that out
Yeah,
the
I
other
should
day.
I should know. I have the belt here. It probably says it on here somewhere.
You've done your homework, bro, for sure.
I'm curious, real quick. It's pretty obvious, I mean, to most people sitting outside, why you were selected, you know, to kind of be pushed like this? You know, why do you think it is? Why do you think Dana White picked you specifically?
Because like I don't care who I fight. You know, it's like I'm bringing that UFC mindset to boxing. You know, I don't care. It's like the best thing about the UFC is there's one belt per division. You know, it's like if you want to be the best, you have to fight this guy, this guy, this guy, and then you get the title shot. You know, or you. I think boxing there's so many different ways you can go that I think Dana appreciates and Freddie and my team they understand that I said it. I don't care who I fight. Just tell me the date and I'll show up and I'll do my best to win. You know, and it's been working ever since and there's no messing around. You know, I train very hard. You know, I show up to the gym all the time. I don't ask questions. I'm not looking for this, that, new thing. I just want to be the best in the world and I want to fight everyone they put in front of me, and I think they appreciate that, you know.
He's always like that, so that checks out. Speaking of that, you went into what was going to be my next question. So since you're such an avid MMA fan and you're a fucking champion boxer, what would you change about MMA or boxing? Or what would you change about boxing that you prefer about MMA? Like you just said, kind of like you just go through one weight class. You don't have all these weight classes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just that kind of mindset, you know, like where in MMA, you know, a champion could have 6 losses, you know, 7 losses, and it doesn't matter. You know, the fans don't care if you lose a fight. You know, you're because they know you're going to be right back in there. You know, and I think that takes a lot away from boxing, where everybody's trying to be this Floyd Mayweather 50-0. You know, they're afraid to fight this guy, afraid to fight this other guy because they don't want to lose the O. You know, I have no fear of losing my O because I'm 23 years old. You know, worst thing that happens to me is I fight a fighter that's the best in the world and I lose. You know, I just go back to the gym and I can try again. You know, it's as simple as that. And I feel like boxing's just gone crazy because everyone's afraid to lose the O, you know, and they're fighting bombs and everybody wants to have this 20-0 record, but it does nothing for you, you know, if you're not challenging for belts or you're not trying to get your name out there. And that's what I love about the sport of MMA, you know, it's like you take a loss and nobody cares. It's like right, you're right back in there. 2 more fights, you're back up challenging for the belt. You know, it's that's why I think it's so much better and the fans get more involved and I just think boxing should be like that, you know, the mindset of being this undefeated Floyd Mayweather should just like doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything for you if you're not fighting good fights.
Hell yeah. How often do you get told that you look like a young Stipe Miocic?
First time ever.
Are you serious? Dude, tell me you don't
Yeah.
see it, Mike. That looks like a young Stipe,
Nah,
bro.
bro, he looked like young King Callum Walsh, bro.
Well,
Don't
you
be,
know.
don't be talking shit on our guests,
That's
man.
not shit, dude. That's the greatest heavyweight ever, bro. Calm down.
Oh man,
But no,
you
watch
look like
the YouTube comments. They're gonna agree with me on this.
you look like Randy Savage. What's that guy? Oh yeah, brother. Let me tell you something. Callum, what are your thoughts on the things that Gervonta Tank Davis is saying right now? You know, he wants to fight this fight, and then he wants to disappear from boxing, from fame, from all that stuff. He wants to do therapy and never have to think about fighting again.
Yeah, you know, it's a tough sport though. You know, fighting is a tough sport, and when you're doing it for that long, you know, and you're as famous as him, you know, and everybody wants to fight you, it's probably tough, you know, when you're sitting there and every single day someone new is calling you out or they want you to fight this guy. Or, it's probably tough, you know, and like I said earlier, once you've made your money, it must be very hard to want to keep going, you know, like once you're set for life, you know, it's like you've put all this effort in your whole life of waking up every day, running, sparring, training, and now you got the money and now you have so much fame, it's hard to go out in public. You know, it's hard to go to the store for milk or, you know, something simple like that, you know what I'm saying? And just once you've done that your whole life, I think it's like you want to just enjoy the rest of it, you know, it's like you want to enjoy what you have left. And that's the thing, you never know, you know, you could be dead tomorrow, you never know. So you put all this work in, it's probably nice to finally enjoy it, you know.
How do you think you'll avoid doing that?
Yeah, how are you gonna prepare for that? Cause you about to be up there like
Um,
that.
yeah, hopefully, you know, like I said, you never know. It could be all gone tomorrow, but like Yeah, I feel like the best thing you can do is just always be yourself. Always be who you are. And a lot of people say the money and stuff changes you. But I don't think it does. It just it brings out who you really are. And some people are not the best when they get money. And other people just stay the same. And I feel like I'll always be the same. I feel like I'll always. Every time I go back to Ireland, I still do the same shit with my friends that I've always done. And I don't think money and stuff will change me. I'll just be able to do nicer things more often.
Sounds good. Definitely. I got some more on here, Mac. If
I
you
got
want
one
to
right here.
take one,
Yeah.
go ahead.
All right, so huge MMA fan. So you were obviously watching the fights the other day. Ian Garry versus Shavkat. What'd you think about just the fights in general in that fight?
Yeah, I was there actually. I was at them fights. There were some good fights. I was impressed by Ian Garry.
Me too.
I thought he was gonna finish it.
Mm-hmm.
I really did. I was standing there like, holy shit, he's about to finish this fight.
Me too.
And he didn't get the result, but I think he's gone way up in a lot of people's eyes. A lot of people realize that he is legit. You know what I mean? He fought the best fighter in that division
First guy
and
he
nearly
couldn't
finished.
finish. He couldn't finish him.
Yeah, he couldn't finish him, and Ian Garry nearly finished
Got
him.
closer. Yeah, he got
Yeah,
closer. I said that and got
yeah.
shit for it. I was like, clearly Shavkat won, but at no point did he put him in as much potential danger as Ian did. And so like his stock goes up in my opinion. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I thought Shavkat won the fight, right? But Ian Garry definitely showed that he has the potential to be a champion, and I think it was a very good fight for him. It was like a win-win. It was a win-win.
Well, since we're talking about past fights, what were your thoughts on Mike Tyson versus Jake
Ooh, this is
Paul?
great. He has a lot of thoughts on it.
Yeah, that shit should never happen. I was even talking to Dana the other night. I was like, that shit should never happen. Mike Tyson is nearly 60 years old. He nearly fell walking into the ring. You know what I mean? The man was tripping over walking into the ring. He had a medical emergency. What? Like how long ago before that? And I think anybody that wants to be a legit fighter, that wants to be a legit boxer, is not going to fight a 60-year-old legend. You're not going to want to disrespect the sport like that. Anybody that's trying to build a legit career wants to fight legit opponents. You know what I mean? Not a 60-year-old man. Like it's just like
Hmm.
I don't know who in their right mind would even do that. If they offered me to fight a 60-year-old man, I'm just going to say no.
See, I
It's
thinking
like
about if I was 58 and I wanted to fight some young whippersnapper who happened to be at the top of the charts, and I wanted to prove something to myself. The fact that Mike Tyson got to do it for himself is a big part of me respecting his side of it. But I get where all the fighters are so against Jake for doing it.
yeah, no, from Mike Tyson's side, you can see he's like, right, fuck yeah, I'm gonna test myself a bit, I'm gonna get back in shape, and I'm gonna get paid a lot of money. From his side, I can see it. But from Jake Paul, it's like if you're trying to build a legit career and you're calling out all these people and you're on about Canelo and this guy, why are you gonna fight a 60-year-old Mike Tyson? It's just like fight legit boxers, or fight because he can. He fought one okay boxer, like even Tommy Fury. He's not. For me, I don't even think he's a real boxer. He's not. You know what I mean? He's not even. Wouldn't even be in the top 10 in the world. You know what I mean? Not even in the top 100. You could go to any gym around the world and you're gonna fight someone, or you're gonna find someone that would beat him in a fight. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. He fought one boxer and he lost. One half boxer and he lost. So I think that's why he doesn't want to fight anyone that's you know
Well, he's got a lot of boxers aiming at him now that he beat the great Mike Tyson. And he even had the fight with him now. Like Beterbiev called him out. Like now he can fight some real boxers for real and become possibly, move towards that real being known as a real fighter.
Yeah, he could, but I don't think he will.
I fought the
Uh,
fucker and I was trying. I just wasn't big enough. The motherfucker weighed 227 against Mike, and I've never been 205. I just can't get big, man. It's annoying.
yeah,
But
but
on that card, they had Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano 2, and it was a
Ooh,
very close fight, and there was some headbutts and some got a good cut on there. But what are your thoughts on Katie Taylor beating Amanda Serrano twice?
Yeah, I know Katie Taylor is an Irish legend. You know, she's probably the greatest athlete to ever come out of Ireland. You know, like it's crazy. You know, she's been around a long time. You know, I've been around her since I was like 13. You know, she's always been like when we were on the Irish national team. You know, she was always around there training and stuff like that. So I've seen her since I was a kid. You know, and I think she won the fight. You know, I had her in the parlay, so I'm not going to complain about it. There was a few headbutts or whatever, but I think she won.
All right, yeah, for sure, man. I like it. I don't know. I thought Amanda, but Roy Jones Jr. had something to say. He was like, he thought that Amanda maybe had won the first one and they didn't give it to her then. He was like, when the second one was over and it was close, he didn't expect them to give it to her that time if they didn't give it to her the first time. So, and that's her own promotion and stuff, like MVP, and shout out to Katie Taylor, man, Irish legend. We're on here with another Irish legend, man. It's good to have you.
let me ask this real quick. Going back real quick to kind of what we were talking about Jake Paul a second ago. Jake Paul specifically talked shit about you. Like he knows who you are, and he said you're a useless Irish boxer that Dana's promoting. And he said that it's never about his fighters, it's Dana first. Conor McGregor's a hostage. Like, what's all your response to that? I know you quote tweeted him and what you said, but what do you think about that? Is that what you get from Dana? Do you feel like that? Are you cautious or something? Anything like that? Like, you get it.
No, everybody talks shit about Dana, but I don't even have a contract with Dana. Dana makes no money from me. He gets nothing from me. You know what I mean? So why is he doing what he's doing? It's like it's not like I have a contract with him and he's doing all this because he's gonna make this back. I have no contract with Dana. Everybody talks shit about Dana, but the man has changed my life. He's done so much things for me behind the scenes, sponsorship money, his How the Head Whiskey sponsors me, stuff like that. But I have no contract with him. He just put on a whole show for me in Ireland. I have no contract with him. He doesn't have to do that for me, and I understand that, the man doesn't have to do anything for me, but he does, and I appreciate it. And Dana is one of those people that he's done so much for me. I'm a very loyal person. I've the same friends my whole life. And someone like that Dana has done that for me. That I'll remember that for the rest of my life. And if there's anything I can ever do for Dana, I will. And Jake Paul talking shit about me, talking shit about Dana, I'd fight him no problem. Like not an issue. I feel like I would knock him out too. I feel like I would have to put on weight. But it would be fine. I'm about 180 pounds right now. Imagine this, right? This is what I would think. We would probably fight at, I'm not sure what he can make, 190, 200 or whatever, but I'm 180 right now. I would have a whole camp, a whole training camp, not worried about weight at all, not worried about cutting down to 154. I could go through my whole camp, eating, lifting, training as hard as I can, not worried about weight. I feel like I would be in peak shape, and I would be strong. I wouldn't have to cut weight at all. And I don't think the weight would be an issue, and he's a fucking pussy in it, realistically, He really that's I was going off there off the
No,
point.
good.
He's
That's
just
what
a
I was.
fucking I was going off the point, he's just a fucking pussy, and I don't know. He would never fight me, so we'd have to do a bare knuckle probably. We'd never be able to work out a thing, Dana does not want to work with him, like doesn't we couldn't, it would never happen because he's just a fucking pussy, so it would have to be bare knuckle probably.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Shots fired. But that's funny.
Uh,
So then that whole tweet's bullshit. What the fuck is
Oh
he
yeah,
even talking about? Yeah.
he's full of shit. Yeah, he's just full of shit, man. Realistically.
Fuck you, Jake Paul. Let me fight your ass at PFL and MMA, bitch. Because we kept talking. The ref kept getting on my ass for punching you in the clinch. And I hit you like on top of the ear. And he was like, it's not a good shot or behind the head. No, bitch, that was a clean shot I broke the clinch, and I threw you on your head. And which one of his opponents have made him bleed? I know I made that motherfucker bleed. I need to run it back, 200 pounds, give me the MMA fight in PFL, and because PFL needs it. So run that shit back, bitch. Bare knuckle, PFL, dirty boxing. Which one you want, man? We trying to make the fight happen, bro. I gotta beat you up for Callum and for Dana and for myself and the Irish people.
And the Irish people.
Let's
That's
go.
it, bro.
Let's go. Let's
I'm
go,
curious.
man.
I got a funny question, or maybe we'll see. What's one thing Americans think about Irish, like Ireland or Irish people, that's a stereotype that's completely wrong? And then when you came to America, what's a stereotype you figured out was either wrong or real?
I don't think they're wrong. You know, everybody wants to see the Irish. They're like, oh, drinking and fighting, and I'm like, that's not true at all. That's not true.
Oh,
You
man.
know, I'll be telling Talbot, I'm like, that's not true. But every time I go drinking, I get in a fight or something. So it's like, I think it is, but yeah, that's why I don't really drink that much. You know, I can't really go out and drink because shit always happens. But yeah, that's what comes with being Irish, I think. But yeah, I don't think there's any wrong. The one thing that pissed me off actually when I came over here, every single person I met, every single American I met, they're like, "Oh, I'm Irish." I'm like, "Oh yeah, have you ever been there?" And they're like, "Nah, nah, nah, never been there." I was like, they're like, "Oh yeah, my dad's cousins, uncles, brother's cat was fucking." We bought him in Ireland or something. It's like, you know what I mean?
You know what's funny? I have a Clover Irish tattoo. I'm one of them. I'm one of those people.
Fuck yeah, I'm ending this podcast. That's it.
Oh, man, closest I've been is UK. I don't think I've been to Ireland either. I guess I gotta go, man.
We need to get you over there. Next time I fight there, you need to come over.
The what's the name of his restaurant? The Black Forge Inn.
The Forge.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
That should be looking kind of good, man.
yeah. It's a nice place, right? They got some nice steak there.
You been there? You ate there?
Yeah. I had some food there. I had the after party from my last fight there.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Well,
Yeah.
shoot, Mac, you got any more for Callum, man? We're taking a lot of his time.
Just what would it be? I mean, it seems like an obvious question, but you're from Cork. What is it on the table to do an event there? Go home and have a huge one, and would that mean more than Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, no, Madison Square Garden is an unbelievable arena to fight in. You know, I wouldn't say it would mean more, you know, but maybe for me personally, yeah, it would mean a lot, you know, to be able to go because this is the thing I think about, right? So Madison Square Garden is in New York, you know, it's a long way from Cork, Ireland, you know, and a lot of my friends, a lot of people I know, they just work normal jobs, you know, they can't afford to go out there and see the fight. They can't afford to fly there, pay for hotels, go to the fight. All that. It's expensive, you know. So being able to go back, and even young kids that support me from back there, you know, they can't make it to the fight. So being able to go back to Cork, you know, my hometown, and put on a show for all the people that have supported me my whole life, that everybody can attend. You know, that was the main thing for me fighting back in Ireland the last time. Everybody could go and see, you know, and that's why I like to go back. You know, that's why it means more to me because the people that can't afford it, I know what it's like to be back there working a job and you can't afford it. You know, so that everybody can just work a week and they can buy a ticket then, you know, and go to the show. That would mean a lot more to me. Yeah.
Okay. One last one. You had a tweet just the other day, I think, or weeks ago, where a naked chick in Hollywood walked up and was twerking on your car. What the fuck was that?
What the
That was not a woman in it. That was like a fucking something in it. That was like a
what the fuck? I gotta go watch.
You
this
gotta
video.
see
I
it.
gotta go find.
I'll send it to you. I'll find it. I'll send it to you there in a sec. But that shit, I was because I just bought this little Mazda Miata, right? I just bought a little project car a few weeks ago, or a few months ago. So I was showing it to Tab, and I was like, "Oh, look at this car I got. We'll just take it around." Because I used to live in Hollywood, but I moved after that. I was like, "Fuck, I need to get out of here." But anyway, so it's a little convertible, you know, and I was driving it, and next thing, this like naked man woman thing. I thought it was like a woman, but it was like fucking 6'3". I was like, that's not a woman, man. And then it started like bending over, putting its ass all over the car and stuff, and you could even nearly see the coming out there.
What the fuck,
Dude.
Oh,
Oh my.
stop.
Oh
If
my
if
god!
Tabitha wasn't in the car, I would have said, jump in.
Jesus Christ! This man
No,
is crazy.
I'll send you the video in a sec. I'll find it. I'll send it over.
Oh,
Shit
That
was
shit is too
so
funny.
random, bro. I was like, what
Oh, it's
the
crazy.
fuck?
That's a great way to end this one.
Yeah.
That was super funny, man. Thank you so much for your time, Callum.
Yeah.
Much success to you. Keep killing them, brother. God bless, and thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're the man,
All right,
dude.
talk to you soon.
Cheers,
All right.
mate.
Thank you. See you.
All right, man. So, Matt,
Yeah.
that was cool, man. Callum's a smart fucking kid. I like that kid, man. Even more now. It was cool to get to really chat with him. He's always been cool with me. Like we said, like, you know, good fight or something on social media before, and you know, props to him. He's got a good head on his shoulders, a good future ahead of him. I mean, shit, I didn't know he had 150 amateur boxing matches. Shit, I had 20 amateur fights, but that was MMA, not boxing. So, you know, shout out to Callum Walsh. He had some good insights.
Yeah, he's really calm, you know, and like you said, seems to have a really good head on his shoulders, and it's going to be interesting to see, you know, the push he's getting and what he does with it. But I think he's going to keep crushing it. Maybe be the Irish Canelo. Who knows?
Well, I don't know. I think that's a weird way. Like, you can't. That's kind of insulting. Like, you can't. I know Canelo, calling someone Canelo is like a compliment, but like to the Irish people, they don't want to be the best Mexican. They want to be the best Irishman.
That's not what I mean. I get what you mean, but that's not what I mean. It's like when I called him, he looks like Stipe. You're like, oh, don't be dissing him. Stipe's a handsome dude. He just looks like Stipe.
Stipe just got fucked up by John. And like,
I didn't say you look like Stipe after the fight.
But I'm saying though, like,
I get you.
Like, who was the rapper? There's this kid, this influencer. He had Young Boy or something come over, and he raps one song and gets paid like $250K at this mansion party from this white kid, this influencer. And I saw a video where the kid's like, "Oh, is that Lil Durk right there?" And like, the rapper looks over, and I thought that the dude kind of did look like it, but then like the rapper looks at him, and he gets his bag and he just leaves. Like, he ain't saying nothing, cause like people are offended when you tell them that they look like somebody. Now, if Callum sees you in person, he's gonna be like, "Bitch, you said I look like Stipe Miocic," and he's gonna liver shot your ass.
Nah, man. Well, it was worth it. He looks like Stipe. Watch the comments, bro.
Oh my god!
It's not a diss. If you're like, you look like Roseanne Barr or some shit, that's not good.
You're like, oh, you're the Ronda Rousey of Irish boxing. What?
No,
dude?
I did not say that. I said
Dana
you're
White, like you're like his
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey, dude.
Because he
that
didn't
was
want it-
so
because he-
rude, bro.
Let me explain. I think he got it because look, he didn't want to do women's fights. He wasn't in women's fights. He said they would never fight. He didn't do that. Then he
Right, now
got
he's in
Ronda,
boxing.
and then he pushed Ronda, and then Ronda ended up being this huge star. So that was the context.
And now he's in boxing, holding hands with Turki Alalshikh.
Yeah. He went off on Jake Paul. That was funny.
Wait, who went off? Dana went off on Jake Paul?
No, Callum.
Callum, yeah. He made me go off. Yeah. Fuck Jake, man. Well,
shit, dude.
Old man and shit. It's fucked up. Man. Another good one. What? Anything else you want to get off your chest, brother?
No, I think that was good, man.
Maybe you could get that Green Bay Packers hoodie off your chest.
I will not, bro. I will not.
Oh, he's a
And
solid.
also, if we meet again in the playoffs, we're winning. Sorry.
Anyways,
Yeah. Good luck in the playoffs.
I don't care. I'm not in the
I know.
playoffs. Thank you, everybody, for watching another great episode of Overdogs Podcast. Make sure y'all reach out on social medias, comment, like, subscribe, hit up Callum, hit up Mac Malley. He needs the attention.
Yeah. Attention whore. That's who I am. Follow our socials, like he said. Another Overdog Podcast. We out.
Thanks.